Oil is just a little backed up on that line, I noticed. Yeah, I don't think the last two oil refineries on that line are actually being able to put out their output at all. Okay, so my drones will now fly faster. Very nice, very nice. Checking up on our research. Obviously, the blue research is doing quite well. The red research, not so much. But I'm noticing now that it's full on hydrogen and it's full on graphene. It's just not producing fast enough. So we go ahead and smack another layer of red research on there to get that going a little bit faster. Because, yeah, we've got all the hydrogen that we need for that. We've taken care of that problem for sure. And energetic graphene hasn't been a problem for a while. Oh, yeah, and I notice here that my core energy will deplete soon. So that's the first time I've seen that particular thing on the screen here. Yeah, I stop here. And I'm like, oh, right, I need to refuel. I think I came over here to talk about the coal and how my graphene is doing fine for the red research, the energy matrices. And then, yeah, the storage there is doing just fine. We are more than doing enough for the energy matrices. So, yeah, that whole line is going pretty well. And then I walk over to the wireless power transmission tower thing over here because, yeah, I'm low on power. And yes, the wood is absolutely charging me up, but I mean, look at that. That's way faster charging than with the wood. And I look at accumulators, I'm like, I would really like to start accumulating power since I have power excess, right? And it's not hard for me to continue having a power excess because I don't have a lot of things demanding a lot of power at the moment on my grid. But I look at those resources and I'm just like, oh, crystal silicon, I don't have that. And the supermagnetic rings I haven't even researched yet at this point, so it's like, ugh, man, I guess that's not happening anytime soon. It would have been wonderful to have them at this point, but it's definitely not happening. Okay, so now we go ahead and look back at the research tree. I decided to queue up hydrogen fuel rods. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because I just had an issue with my fuel, and I think at this point I'm starting to realize, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go get silicon. I'm gonna have to go get titanium. I need those other resources for things that I'm going to be making soon, which is mainly the structural matrices, the yellow research. So I don't think it happens in this particular recording session, so it probably won't happen for at least another 8, 9, 10 episodes. But we do end up going to another planet to grab those things. But the hydrogen fuel rods are probably the best fuel early game to start exploring your system a little bit more with. Because it does take a good bit of power to fly off of the planet and head somewhere else with any kind of speed. And yeah, my power grid, it's maxing out, and it's going, the demand is going a little bit over my current generation. So yeah, now would be the time to go ahead and make a whole bunch of wind turbines. I'm looking at this like, what am I missing? It's probably the electromagnetic coils and some cogs. Yeah, it's the magnet coils and the cogs. So we come over here and we probably stop and grab some cogs, right? Yeah, grab some cogs, head over to the prisms and grab some more electromagnetic coils. And I think at this point I basically make like 50 or 60 wind turbines and just go ham placing them down to try and like almost double my my current output on my power grid. So probably in for a lengthy skip here shortly. Really, that only makes 20. Did I run out of iron ingots? I probably did. Luckily, iron ingots are way over here, so, or, well, right over here, not way over here. Yeah, it was iron ingots. But we got plenty of them. So I made 20 initially. We go ahead and make like 30 more, it looks like. And that'll make a grand total of 50, so that's a pretty good amount. It takes like 3 minutes for all of this to go through, however, so I will see you guys when this is all done. Alrighty, folks, so we are back, and I've cleared the land. I put down some of my wind turbines, and as you can see, the power grid is doing much better. The demand is only taking about 75, 80-ish% of my power grid. But we go ahead, and I believe we put down... Oh, okay, so am I gonna clear all of this out? Yes, okay, so I'm gonna clear this out. So, but yeah, hopefully, I am gonna say this real quick before I skip to when I'm done with all of this. Hopefully you guys won't hear any explosions in the background. It is 4th of July weekend. It is the 3rd of July as of me doing this post commentary and editing these videos. Yeah, this Saturday is when my town is doing its big 4th of July celebration, and they usually do it down here at the lake because, I mean, you know, firing off fireworks is slightly a fire hazard, but of course if you can do it over a body of water, well, that makes it a whole lot safer. But yeah, that doesn't stop the people who come down here, the tourists as I like to call them, that doesn't stop them from setting off fireworks even though it's, you know, in broad daylight. I already heard a couple like 3 hours ago, even though it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, really, guys? Come on. Are we really going to set off fireworks at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? You can't even see them. I mean, I heard them real clear. But I was just like, ah. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I also kind of wanted to do some, get some stuff recorded and make sure that I have a backlog of material, because I knew I wasn't going to want to record over the 4th of July weekend. Not that I thought I would have quite this much backlog, but yeah, I also wasn't anticipating having to do any kind of post commentary, and I'm pulling a Thranks here, just dropping stuff all over the ground. The EPA is going to be after me pretty quick here, and that is unfortunate. But yeah, the hopefully you guys actually don't hear any fireworks going off or anything like that whilst I'm trying to do this post commentary. If you do, well, there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I probably can't actually hear it with my headset on. It has some degree of noise canceling, so I won't be able to hear it myself all that well. But hopefully nobody gets too startled or anything if that happens. It's just fireworks going off. It's just, you know, it's just rednecks being rednecks. Not that I'm completely immune to some of that myself, but you know, they're not all the greatest of people. It doesn't help that everyone out here likes to be drinking this time of year. So, but anyways, I digress. Looks like I actually managed to fill up that whole gap just by talking about the 4th of July weekend. So we're gonna go ahead and put down some more wind turbines. I don't know if I put down all of the ones that I have in my inventory, but I'm gonna put down a good number of them, and hopefully I can get the power demand back down to about 50% of what my grid puts out. I think that's about the goal that I'm looking to get. But yeah, again, we're just kind of trying to place these down about as close as we possibly can to each other, trying to cram as many wind turbines as we possibly can into the limited land that we have available to us. And you'll see that for the most part that tends to make a diamond shape of some sort. And actually, I was thinking about cutting some of this out, but you know what? I really like this music. We'll just chill with the music for a bit. right, so now we unlock the electromagnetic turbines. Those are actually a pretty important thing to unlock if you want to be doing any kind of upgrading of your belts and sorters and all of that kind of stuff. I think it's actually just the belts that use that. I don't know if the sorters actually do. But yeah, we actually managed to use up all of the wind turbines, and I'll probably check the power grid here shortly, but of course my obsessive compulsive disorder means that I have to clean up some of the trash in the area. I'm not happy with it. Fox is not happy with this. Okay, Fox, what's your power grid at now? Come on, man. Check the power grid. Because I would really like to know. I mean, we were doing just fine on power before. Like I said, we were getting about, we were using about 75 to 80-ish% of what our power grid could actually handle. And then I put down like 30 more, so it should be absolutely just fine. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Maybe I'm just looking at the overall land that I'm actually covering with the wind turbines, which surprisingly, like, honestly, not really that much, and I'm generating a pretty decent amount of power. Now, later game, wind turbines become far less effective because the scale of production that you create demands way more power. Okay, yeah, now we're making 35 megawatts. We're only demanding roughly 20. So it's just a little over half what the power grid can actually handle, so excellent shape. And, okay, so yeah, I'm looking at the time on the video here. On the actual recording, we are coming up on 1 hour and 10 minutes, which means there's about 20 minutes left that I have to fill with post-commentary. Other than that, the actual live commentary kicks back in, because, funnily enough, with my hotkey, again, I've mentioned this before, I set in OBS the up arrow key as my hotkey to mute my mic. However, also when I hit the up arrow key again when my mic is muted, it will then unmute my mic, if I can speak. Ugh, I had so many problems saying that before. And yeah, we're looking at the iron vein. Looking at a couple of these are definitely going to be gone here in a sec, but we've got that other iron line all set up and ready to go, so it won't be a problem. Oh, okay, and then I decide to expand cog storage here. Nice. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of cogs for things later. And I'm trying to think of what the hell I'm actually looking at here. I might have seen that the electromagnetic coils to go for blue research is kind of slow here. Ah, yes, and I'm looking at the magnet thing, and the magnets aren't producing nearly as fast as the electromagnetic coils would like. So I'm thinking of expanding magnet production. Yes, indeed. It's a good idea. You should definitely get on that, Fox. Yeah, you've got a problem there, Fox. You've got a big problem. Go ahead and fix it, man. So I guess at this point I'm looking at, like, okay, so where, because unfortunately the original line that I put up for the iron ingots and the magnets, like, I didn't leave myself any room to expand. So my only choice at this point in time really is to expand out and make an entirely new line. And so I have to make it off of this, the new line of iron ore that I was going to bring in to replace the old supply that was starting to fade out. And for now, this is perfectly fine. However, later I'm going to start adding even more things onto this line, and then I'm going to find it can't supply the things that I first put down and the original purpose of this line, which was to replace the iron ore supply of my original iron mine there. But that does not come in until a wee bit later, several hours later in playing this game. So you probably won't see that for at least another dozen episodes, if not more. But yeah, it becomes a problem, but I handle it. I won't say I handle it gracefully, but I handle it. So yeah, now we just got to set the inputs, and then we will set up another line to send magnets out. And I don't remember where exactly I do this in terms of getting the magnets back over to the assembler there. Wait, do I actually... Do I take them over the line here? Because if so, then my time mark that I have on my little note card for when the my live commentary kicks in might actually be wrong. So let me. I will probably slow down my commentary here a bit to prepare for when that actually happens, or when it potentially happens. Maybe I decide not to address it right away. That might be the case. Okay, so I think I'm kind of looking at some of the upgrade options here. And I'm considering some things about what I might want to upgrade. Oh, maybe I'm planning to phase out the Mark 1 storages and put Mark 2 storages in here. However, this might actually be the time, and I do make some Mark II storages here, absolutely. This might actually be the time when I realize that there is a tank specifically for the liquid storage. Oh no, okay, so I tried to put a thing down here, and I was like, foundations, you know, it's a pain, right? And so I didn't end up putting these, or I'm also comparing the actual footprint of the Mark 1s compared to the Mark 2s, and I'm trying to decide, okay, well, is this really better then? If it's gonna take, you know, that much more up, that much more room up. I didn't even leave enough line there, or enough room there to put the Mark II storages. However, I'd have to get rid of the Mark 1 storages beforehand, and obviously they're full of oil currently, so I can't just delete them. I can't just do that. So I would have to do some kind of funky system in order to, you know, move those around, to shuffle them around or something. Either that, or I would have to be okay with just dropping absolutely massive amounts of oil on the ground, which I'm not. I don't want to get on the EPA's bad side. No, I ain't pulling with ranks. No, ain't happening. Not today, not any day. Right, so I end up upgrading these sorters so they can pull more oil off the line. Oh, right, and that last one actually doesn't have a sorter that goes... Yeah, now I'm looking at the back side of the line, I'm like, oh, okay, right. That feeds the other way. So I'm trying to look at all of the sorters and figure out, okay, where is the system bogging down? Where do I need to upgrade stuff? Okay, and I decide to actually completely get rid of that. Oh. And I completely get rid of this system. Interesting. I mean, that's not a bad decision. Absolutely, it's not a bad decision. Titanium smelting, good, good, good. I mean, there is no titanium on this planet, but yeah, to have the ability to smelt it is good. It's pretty vital for later game.
The data shows this is a planet without natural titanium veins. Perhaps you can get some by collecting gravel. If you need a massive titanium collection, you need to find a planet rich with titanium veins as soon as possible.
Why do you sound so funky, man? I don't think I noticed that in the initial playthrough, but yeah, his voice sounds really funky to me on that one. That's a little bit odd. It's a little funky. Okay, so I think I'm talking about paving over this area because I'm getting tired of having to walk around it or walk through the water there. Right, so I'm kind of looking around. I'm trying to think, okay, how do I go about fixing this storage area? Because right now, I mean, it's working, quote unquote, it is working, but it's not working well. it's not efficient with the way it's storing. But you can see I'm getting quite a bit of plastic saved up, which is good. I will absolutely thank Past Fox for that because, whew. Yeah, I needed all that plastic. I needed all the plastic that I could get later. Whew. Thankfully, Past Fox went ahead and did that. Okay, so I'm kind of walking around. I think I'm just making plans at this point for how I wanna lay stuff out. Oh, okay. I didn't initially make those magnets to supply the magnet coils over there going to research. No, I made that magnet line because I knew I was going to need the electromagnetic turbines and stuff. Okay. And then I'm talking about the coal vein here and how, like, you know, I could set up, you know, a mine here to use this coal, but I have so much coal over where I'm already making the energetic graphite that's going into research. And then you saw across the water there, towards where my oil refining and stuff is, there's another big coal vein there. So I can kind of really safely ignore this coal area. So what I end up doing here is I end up creating a... okay, yeah, so I put some smelters on this line of copper ore, which again was going to supplement the original copper ore mining facility there when that one actually ran out. That was the initial reason why I made the line, but I find here that, you know what, I could actually use these copper ingots to make magnetic coils over here. So that is what I end up doing. That's right. Okay, so my timestamp on my card is correct. The the live commentary should resume at 1 hour and 30 minutes, even, just about. So we got about 8.5 minutes left for my post commentary here. So we're just looking at the ingots here. I think actually Discord went off, and I was checking Discord real quick at this particular point in time.